Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. Hello, family members. Hello, viewers. My name is Alex, and I am here to present to you what's going to be my first YouTube video. That's going to go, it's something that's public. I've never done something like this before. So, a little bit background on myself. I'm a comm major. I study communication with an organization emphasis. So I do a lot of public speaking, but working in front of the camera, that's not something I have so much experience in. So this might be one of the most imperfect videos that you'll see, which might be a good thing, but I'm here to add value to your guys' lives. And hopefully some of the information that I give you will advance your goals and your methods and your success. So, I study comm, but before I transferred to the university at the community college, I studied computer networking. So I have a little bit background on computer and technology, and I'll enjoy networking. So networking is I think that's going to be my niche. So let's have at it. Let's join along for my ride. Join this ride with me today. And let's hop on to the topic of the video today. So, today what we're going to talk about is building a network. And with that network, building success with your website. So, the purpose of this video is to bring you success to your website, and I know a lot of people out there that are watching this are gonna have a experience or might recently have experienced the feeling of creating a website for the first time. I know I have, and I mean, I'm only 25, but that was last week. I created my first domain, hosted my first site with the help of my support group, and I would just like to thank them all. And thank the Celebrated Purpose group. Let's shout out to them. So, when building a website, the user experience is a little too important to ignore. So, with good value and a good digital experience, visitors can't help but to come back for more content. Therefore, it is important to make sure that a strong foundation that you build will meet your business needs and grows with you into the future. So this is a business video. So I've only been following a spiritual journey within the last, let's say, 10 months at best. I wouldn't consider myself a spiritual individual, not even barely consider myself a spiritual individual. Only certain circumstances has thrown me into the arena of spirituality, or maybe it's not even an arena. That's just the new horizons that I'm looking at nowadays. But for the most part, what I was into is just like technology and human communication, and now I'm delving into the world of spirituality and becoming more awakened, as they say, realizing things. So this video might be of use to those who are of the awakened spirit. So it is fairly obvious that websites are a major factor in driving revenue goals, and this is through commerce platforms. It could be through ads or other indirect methods that you choose. And just like a house needs a strong foundation, websites need a good network to make sure that the users are able to access your website reliably and securely. So what exactly makes a strong foundation? A strong foundation means having all aspects of your website's life cycle, from bottom to top, to another turn, and we're at the bottom again, and then we're at the top again, bottom, a circle, life cycle. We have to have those life cycles clearly defined and operational. You know, a lot of planning goes with this type of stuff. And me, I've only me. I mean, I studied computer networking, and I have all the book smarts, you know, of what it is to be a computer, what it is to communicate with other computers, what makes a computer and all that. But what I'm gonna be, with the hope of this project, I'm gonna be delving in hands-on, all on my own, but not all on my own really. It's just I'm building the support group. So let's go into the tips. So here, if you're a spiritual person, if you like to meditate, here are some of the questions that you might ask yourself if you ever decide to increase the success of your website. So the first question, what is the projected steady state of site visits? So where would you imagine the site visits to be within the next year? If you start today, where can you imagine it within the next year? I mean, I was watching one of Aaron's videos, and it was so helpful. You know, I haven't even subscribed to him, but he's so smart, and he did some good points. And I think based on his model, his game plan, it's so good. I see a lot of potential in it. And if everything goes along to plan, and you probably follow like all the steps, and with a little bit of luck, easily a good 10K within the next year. 10K subscribers. It's very possible, I think. With the good planning, good technique, 10K subscribers within a year is a very possible goal. But you know, that's all on that's something that's a variable. You know, it's like trying to predict the future. But you know, it wouldn't help to have goals, you know, with the number of site visits. So with question number 2, what are the expected burst conditions? So let's say you're going along with your plan and you come up with new ideas. Do you expect those numbers to increase or burst when you're going along with these new plans? So let's say you make a course, you decide to add a different kind of value to your content. What would those burst conditions be that would allow you to increase in increments that amount of visits? So that's something that I might not have experience in, but maybe some of the people that have more views, more experience already on the web, they might you know, make use of that information. So number 3, third question, what is expected yearly growth? So you know, when I hosted my when I got my domain, I signed up for a year plan, and then I went on a different website and I registered a different domain and a host, and they gave me a discount because I'm a student, but at the same time I paid for a whole year. So 1 year, 2 years, you know, I know when you're picking your domain, you're picking your host, they give you the options of 1 year, 2 years. You know, what can you expect to grow in those increments that the websites are giving you? So last tip, number 4, question number 4 to ponder, to meditate about, to you know, maybe you don't even need to think about it that much. You just allow the mind to touch these goals, touch these thoughts, and then maybe at the end it might be okay to let them go. You know, it's acceptable to let go and have a clear mind, and then come back to it. And once you're back on the computer, you know what to tackle on head on. So 4th thought, what is the expected expiration date? So this one's actually really important because technology is always getting better and it's always evolving. So it's expected that some of your technology is going to become obsolete within the next year, within the next 2 years, within the next 5 years. It really depends, but you know, depending on what you have, it might be worth seeing how long you might be sticking around with that certain piece of technology. how much you can profit off it, how much you can profit off what you're holding in your hand already, and when is the right time to let go of what you're holding. So these are some of the thoughts. If you ever get into, if you're ever in meditation, you ever find yourself having patience with yourself, and you might want to be thinking long term about your website, these tips might help you, and I hope these thoughts add value to your website. I know a lot of you are working really hard to increase your exposure, increase your success in life, and I really hope it all goes well for you and much peace comes to your life. So with that, I'll conclude my first video ever, and it's such a wild feeling, but this is where we're at, and here's where we're gonna move forward with from now on. So with that, thank you, peace, love, and keep grinding. Namaste. Peace.